First demo is by a home cook and sous vide enthusiast who loves helping people get in the kitchen with tips and tricks along the way so they can confidently say, I can cook that. So please welcome Chef Stef from I Can Cook That.
So questions we've been getting on cauliflower mash. It's the best fake out if you're watching carbs. And the best part is it's just 3 ingredients. And it's super easy. This is a bag of cauliflower rice. I stuck it in the microwave for 4 minutes to steam it. This is blue cheese. I'm just gonna put a little of this around here. I didn't measure it. I'm guessing it's about a tablespoon or so, but it's really to your taste. And then we'll put some salt in at the end. I don't put salt in now because I don't want any more moisture. So let me just put the lid on, give it a spin. All right, so I've got it spun most of the way. I would actually say all of the way. It's got a nice creamy texture. You get a lot of that from the blue cheese as well. You get a lot of smokiness from the blue cheese. This is now where I go ahead and add my salt. And this is really just to taste. I think that's good. I don't do a lot of salt because I think you get that from the blue cheese. Spin it again, and now you're ready for the best fake out you've ever had. Well, it's date night tonight, so nothing says date night like steak and mashed potatoes. And because we watch our carbs around here a little bit, we're doing it the best fake out. We've talked about it before, cauliflower mash. So this is actually just gonna get warmed in the sous vide. It's already a done deal. I'm not gonna drop it now, but I will drop it towards the end of my sous vide. It'll fit perfectly in the rack. I've already measured it out. But as far as my filet is concerned, we are ready to go. We got a little thyme in there, a little liquid smoke, couple drops along the bottom of the bag. We're gonna drop it into the rack. You guys know this is my favorite rack. And then I like to fold this over, which the rack does nicely for that too. We're doing 128 degrees. You can do this for as short as 45 minutes or up to an hour and a half, up to you, depending on what your night entails. And then of course, we'll get it up to around 134, 133, perfect medium rare when we do our reverse sear. So stay tuned. All right, we are at 128, blum, blum, blum. Music to my ears. So remember, I always go away from the sous vide, the farthest point. So sous vide's over here. I'm going to the far left. Slowly, slowly, and drop. And we'll check it in just a little bit. Okay, we have about 20 minutes left on the cook, and we're only 128 degrees. So I have put the cauliflower mash fake out, or the mash fake out, in the rack. So you can see right next to the steak. And now, since we only have about 20 minutes left, we're just gonna let that warm through. So check it out. Hey everyone, so we've dried the steak, we've taken it out. We've also taken out the cauliflower mash that we warmed through. I'll show you that in a second. But right now, we've dried the steak as I mentioned. And we're going to get our sear. So let that hang out for a minute. I've warmed my steak weight. So we'll do about 2 minutes on each side. This is hot. If you're using cast iron, make sure you use a glove or something you can be safe with. I've got a little butter and garlic in the pan just for flavor. I think everybody knows about that. I actually made my own herb butter here. This is just normal unsalted butter, a little bit of sage and some thyme. Oh, I'm starting to hear some loveliness. I'm actually going to take this down a hair. You want to be really careful here, guys, because it gets a little crazy. Oh, and that is what we are looking for. That's a whole bunch of yums. So I'm going to do a quick little trick here. I'm sure you guys all know about this. So this is just basting your steak a little bit. So I got a little bit of butter, a little garlic, a little thyme. Just doing a little base. That is how we finish steak in our house. I've reverse seared it, looks pretty good. I'm going for that perfect medium rare, anywhere between 132, 136. Let's see what happens. Wow, 136, right on the money. All right, let's see. Steak doesn't lie. Oh, I think that's a perfect medium rare. But you guys tell me.
Those were some amazing monster steaks. I am starving. I wish my wife would make those for me. Did you enjoy that demo? If so, give some love in the comments. I love the basting of it. I think that's such a great way to, we can dive into that when we pull her up here, but I think it's a great way to add some extra browning flavor and nuttiness to the dish. Chef Stef is here with us, so we're going to bring her on the virtual stage to answer any questions you have. So please drop them in the comments. And Mike, if you can bring Chef Stef up here, we will get started talking about this dish a little bit. How's it going? It's great to see you again. I think you are muted or my sound's not working. One of the two.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, there you are.
Hello? I feel like I'm on a Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
So those steaks, where do you get that big a steak from? That was amazing.
Thank you. Yes, go big or go home. So there's actually a little local grocery store here. I mean, obviously we have the big ones too, but I like to shop the smaller ones. It's called Jimbo's. I'm out in California, so I go to Jimbo's, and they, actually I get all my meat there. They do everything very well.
And so you put the butter in the pan and it starts to brown while it's searing as well, right? And then you start basting it. So does it coat the steak with that type of brown butter flavor, or what, does it add a lot of flavor?
It does. And normally, like, if you watch videos that aren't sous vide process and they're basting a steak, they have a ton of butter. They're using a lot more than I did. But first of all, I think when you do the sous vide method, it's so tender anyway that I don't really need to scoop on cups of butter. I'm really doing that just to keep it moist, to get that butter flavor in there. And yeah, it does, because it's on a cast iron, it does give it that almost brown butter taste to it. Yeah.
Nice. Mike wanted to know, have you ever done the cauliflower mash with sous vide?
Well, no. I mean, I warm it through. So I find it is literally so what I do is I steam the bag of cauliflower rice in the microwave for like 3 minutes. And then as soon as I can cool it, I dump it in the world's smallest food processor. But no, I haven't done it like end to end in the sous vide, because this is just so quick and easy. And as you know from I can cook that, I am all about quick and easy.
I think that's great. If you can do something in 3 minutes in the microwave and you're just using the cauliflower rice already, it's a great way to put aside, and you can focus on those giant steaks.
Well, and the other thing about that is you can actually do that cauliflower mash, throw it in your freezer, and you have it on hand. So like if you want, a quick side and you're already sous videing, and you just throw it in the last 20 minutes, especially if you're doing something that's not 150 degrees. Obviously you're not sticking your hand in that, but you could just have it as a go-to side in your freezer, ready to go. Make it in batches.
It's great for food prep and makes everything a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I feel like yours is a great date night recipe because it is pretty low effort, and so you can enjoy the date aspects and not just the date night. Do you have any?
Exactly.
Do you have any good date night stories you want to share with the attendees? We're all friends here, nice private intimate gathering.
Actually, gosh, like 9 years ago, it was the night before my birthday. It's the night before my 42nd birthday. And I was going to a wine event with a friend of mine. We've been friends forever. And he said, oh, I'm going to go pick up my friend. He's going to go with us to this wine event. I was like, okay. The guy didn't even have any wine in his house. It was ridiculous. He had like tequila.
Who doesn't have wine in the house? Come on.
Exactly, right?
Red flags.
I got the wine glasses here, right? And so, and then I got out of the car. I was getting ready to go in and be nice and cordial. He shut the gate in my face. And then, I ended up marrying him. So here we are 9 years later, and we have wine.
Nice. You brought the wine. He knew the way to your heart was, to make you think that he was horrible, but turn the corner there. Well, Chef, thank you for coming on, sharing your recipe. I think it's a great way to kick off our demo, and I appreciate you coming up and answering some questions. And if anyone else is listening, we've had one story now about date nights. So if you're out there, come on up and share your stories as well. We want to hear about it. It's that time of year, and we could all use some good laughs. So, Chef, thank you for coming up and sharing.
Thank you for having me, and thanks everyone for your sweet comments. I really appreciate it. And try it, super easy.
I know I'm going to be making that because it looks great, and I love a good cauliflower mash, so it's perfect.
Yeah, and I think actually I seasoned that with some really great beef rub. If anybody's interested, you can go out to my website. I got some great deals and discounts out there at icancookthat.com. So get a hold of me if you want to learn more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Check out icancookthat.com and all of her other amazing, great recipes. Thanks for being on.
Thanks, everyone.